The Sciforror Film Podcast. Hello and welcome to the Sciforror Film Podcast. My name is Andy Walker and I am here with my son Scott. Hello, Scott.
Hello, you sound very, I don't know, yeah, you sound a bit spaced out and a bit, I don't know, sort of, like it was almost a chant.
It's been a,
It's been
yeah, and then some.
fair enough.
So, we are here today. How are you?
Hot, sweaty, and annoying.
Oh, hang on, you're breaking up a bit. What happened?
I don't know, the internet's been playing up lately.
Okay,
It's because of the heat, it's getting to everything.
fair enough. So, I'll say again, how are you?
I'm okay, I'm hot, sweaty, getting annoyed with this weather, but
And you're a
hopefully
year
it doesn't
older.
last too much longer.
You're a year older than you were last time we saw you.
Yes, I'm a year older than I was last week.
A year older and deeper in depth.
Deeper in debt, maybe, not depth.
Depth.
No, I'm a year older.
And a
I'm
year.
a year older. I'm none the wiser,
Ah,
and really, pretty much in the same place as I was last week.
well, you know.
Well, actually, no. Actually, I finished the course of antibiotics I was on for the tonsillitis I had, so
Woohoo.
that's fine. That's the way of starting off this year, I suppose, in a good way. But
Fair enough.
how are you, Father? How's life treating you?
It's treating me pretty much like a poor relative. Um, and all in all, I'm kind of yeah.
I will say, do you know, I don't know if it's the light or the shirt, but you're looking very tanned at the moment.
I think it's the shirt. I think
Yeah, I
it's the
think
light reflecting off the shirt makes me look a bit brown, and because the shirt's sort of like orangey yellow, and it makes me look
yeah.
a bit orangey yellow.
It gives you a nice sort of natural glow.
But I have been out in the sun. In fact, and this is going to completely freak you out. I have spent the last 2 weeks walking around with my legs out.
God,
I've been wearing shorts and everything.
wow.
Started to become like a proper Essex man, wearing shorts in all weathers.
Can I ask, was there an occasion or was it just that hot?
No, it was just that. Oh, it was just like it's too bloody hot to wear proper
Yeah,
trousers.
I went out the other day and I come home and I think I can't come home, shut the door, and I was just like, no, sort of stripped off down to your shoulders, like, well,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
ridiculous.
I mean, I did toy with the idea of doing this with the picture off, so I could sit here with my boxer
Yeah,
shorts.
but
But I thought that nobody wants to see that.
nah,
But there you go.
it's
Anyway,
it'd be weird, but yes,
shall we get on with film things?
yeah,
Right. So we're doing horror again this week. Two
yes.
short horror films and a feature. So we'll start off with the first of the short films, which is a film from 2055.
2055.
That'd
Well,
be clever. It's sci-fi, that is, not horror.
Yeah, we're doing a horror film from the sci-fi section.
No, it's 2025, I think. Um, Praise game. And it's a film from Orange Lion Studios, and it is called Scarlet's Reflection. This is a psychological horror film, directed by Malik Frum, and the cast is Azalin Nichelle and Kobe Frum. And the synopsis for this film says, a woman haunted by more than just memories. She's being watched by the version of herself she can no longer control. Da-da-da. I mean, for me, it's good cinematography, although I do think that some of the shots at the beginning may have been stock
So,
footage, but I
yeah,
don't know. Uh, but the setting for it itself, it's sort of desert setting, is really good, and it was very well dressed. The set was very well dressed, very well put together. Makeup was quite good, and the effects I thought were really good.
yeah.
Um,
I genuinely, I did sort of thought the same thing as the fact the first bit's sort of like it's a bit standards footage, but where as it went into it, the the location to it, I thought was amazing. Like, was really, really, well, actually made the film a bit a lot better. I think if it had been in an attic somewhere or somewhere else, I don't think it would have been as I don't know, as it wouldn't have been as sort of gripping. But I
yeah,
think it's because of the fact you're then wondering why she in like you sort of then get the whole like why is she there, what's going on. And I think
yeah,
it's really well done. I did like the balloons.
yeah. So it was,
It
it was
was that was a bit of a weird.
a bit odd thing, but yeah, it was very good. I mean, I think it's a really good idea, and it's really well made, and very well acted.
Hmm.
It is quite dark and quite deep.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I did. It's weird because I watched it. We watched a lot of these films, and I never find myself sort of stupidly never find myself getting involved that much. Like
Yeah,
like you get gripped into a film, you like especially a horror film, you like see someone walk into a film, like don't walk in there. And I did the thing when she picked up the rock and goes to the mirror. I'm like, don't smash it,
yeah.
don't smash it. It's not gonna work. Nothing ever happens well when you smash a mirror. Don't smash it.
No, that's
And I said, so to have that effect me to sit there, like to draw you in that much and go, just don't. You know, nothing's happened, nothing good's gonna happen. Don't. And I just think it's a good film because it's been a while since I've had that happen. That's
yeah.
actually
No, I
drawn
thought it was
me
a
in
very
enough.
good film. I think for me was I thought it was actually considering the amount of films that we've watched over the years.
Yeah,
I actually found this quite an original sort of film. It was quite an original idea, and quite the way it was done was very original.
yeah. The idea. So I think about. It, I can't think of anything similar to it. I don't know. There are a few that are similar, but not. I can't like definitely go. "Oh, that idea's come from there or whatever."
Yeah,
And I think so. It's nice to watch especially a horror film that's got a unique sort of idea to it and a unique storytelling to it. And the fact that
absolutely.
it's not really it doesn't leave I don't know, it's not actually a lot going on really if you think about it. But there's enough to keep you hooked to
Well,
wonder what's going on, what's led to where she is and what's gonna happen afterwards.
there's a lot of a story. There's a lot to do with the story, but the actual action there isn't a lot. I
Yeah.
agree with you. Yeah, but I think it's
Because that
really good. It's
is
really well done.
but it's not a bad thing. It's not like it's missing that. It's kept it enough for you to go to say for you to want to know more, but not in a bad way that you sort of going, oh, it's a bit naff really. But it's enough that you go really like the film and want to know more, want to know what's going on, what's happened, what's led up to that, and what's going to happen afterwards.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, our second short film, I believe, is also from. I don't know when it's from. I didn't write a date down. I've got
Hang on, I will have a quick
my
look.
my. I've fallen down on this. On my
It says it was uploaded 5 months ago onto YouTube, so it's probably from this year. But I get some look.
yeah, I had one job and I didn't do it right. Anyway, this
Yeah,
is
it's 29th of January 2025.
okay. So there you go. And this is a film from Campfire Haven and Killer Sweet Productions, and it is called The Nightmare House. The writer and the writer and director is Miguel Jaime. Cast is Veronica Johns, Miguel. Oh, I can't. Miguel James. I don't know. I'm talking about Ricky Martinez and Alan Martinez. Somebody get me a new mouth. The synopsis for this film says Jack and Emily move into a new house. Every night she uncovers more dark secrets about the house. The shadows whisper tales of past tragedies, and the chilling silence amplifies the sinister atmosphere. On the brink of madness, the line between reality and fantasy blurs. Now, this started off with CCTV sort of footage, and I thought it was going to be a found footage film, which I don't like, but it isn't. But I do think that synopsis actually tries to sell this a lot more than there is in the film.
Just a bit.
There's good editing and interesting camera work. There's a book which is a decent prop, which is well put together. The acting is quite wooden and not that great. I don't know. It starts off a bit kind of ploddy and ordinary,
Yeah,
goes through a period of like I'm not really sure what's going on, and then goes completely batshit crazy for no particular reason.
yeah. I did think that when we first started the CCTV footage, I did think like the whole fan footage film, and I thought to myself the same thing. I was like, oh, great, because I'm not a big fan of them. But as it went on, I don't know. I sort of thought to myself, maybe there's going to be a redeeming factor to it. And I don't know. It seemed like it was trying to redeem itself, but seemed like there was a lot of ideas that they tried. I think tried ramming into one film
Yeah,
without
it,
without a massive success. I think
I
if they'd
must.
done in sections, maybe as one fan footage film, one another film, and then one a bit more crazier, it would have done a bit more.
I kind of almost had the feeling that I was watching an overlong trailer to a full film
Yeah,
because it just seemed a bit disjointed, and I didn't really understand fully what was going on.
yeah, it seemed to be a bit sporadic and a bit all over the place, and no real. I don't want to say story, but there was nothing really pulling it together.
I mean,
And
it's an interesting film. It's a
the
bit
idea to it,
strange.
and I think the story behind it is very interesting. But personally, I don't think it was pulled off that well.
No, it didn't really do it for me. I must admit, I kind of was left feeling a bit like, I don't know,
Yeah,
don't know,
it just
don't know what I'm
it just
supposed to
sort of it
feel.
was like it sounds horrible because I know we try giving everyone sort of benefit of the doubt on this, be it small time, be it big fire, whatever. But it definitely felt like it was lacking in something. And I'm not
Yeah,
obviously not being a filmmaker. I've only done the sort of behind the scenes bits of it. I don't know what it was, but there definitely seemed to be a factor missing, and
I
it's a bit hard to put a finger on what it was.
I just kind of got the feeling that maybe they didn't have a good, clear idea. They obviously had a good idea of what they wanted to do, but I just don't think they had a good, clear idea of how to do it,
Yeah,
because the synopsis sounds really good.
yeah.
But then when you watch the film, you go, well, that doesn't actually follow what it's saying it's
It's
going.
it sounds horrible. It sounds almost like a synopsis for for the idea of the film they wanted, but not the one that they got.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
it could almost be like for a different film,
Yeah,
and it sounds bad because I think that they have got potential. The idea of the story I think is really good, but it's just lacking for me.
yeah. No, I agree, definitely. Okay, time for a little drinky poo. Righty-ho, on to our feature film. Now, this week we are featuring a film from 2018, but the version we watched was actually the year after, I think. This is Blumhouse's Truth or Dare, and we watched the extended director's cut, which is currently available on Netflix.
Yes.
The writers for this are Michael Ritz, Julian Jacobs, and Chris Roach. The director was Jeff Wadlow, and the cast is Lucy Hale, Tyler Posey, Violet Bean, Hayden Zetto, Sophie Ali, Nolan Gerard Funk, Landon Libroiron, and Sam Lerner. The synopsis for this says, a harmless game of truth or dare among friends turns deadly when someone or something begins to punish those who tell a lie or refuse the dare. What did you think? Because you actually said about this a while back.
Yes. So I watched this. Weirdly, I watched this at some stupid time in the morning when I couldn't sleep. Um, and I love Blumhouse films, especially when they do a lot of their own. I'm gonna say their own films, but like when they put their stamp on it. Like
Yeah,
when he actually says Blumhouse is this, where I think that their ones have a lot more of their enthusiasm put into it. And I've watched a lot of their stuff, and I've never heard of this before. So I looked at it going through, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give it a go. I'm trying to sleep, maybe it'll drift me off. And I sat and watched the whole thing, and I was like, do you know what? I love this film
can I
because
ask you?
it's the fact because of the fact that it's a stupid game that a lot of people write off as a kids game or a party game or something like that, or just a stupid little like game that you do to get to know each other. But to have that and then turn it into a quite a brutal film,
Yeah,
I think is actually a very good idea. And the reason behind it, obviously, I don't want to. Part of me wants to give it away, but obviously I don't because there's still people out there that might not have watched it. But the reason behind what was going on for them to sort of end up with the accidents they have or stuff they have go on is quite not a unique one, but I think it's very well told.
yeah,
And the way then the ending to it, I loved because it's not really ended. It just made it worldwide.
yeah. Well, that worries me. Um, what I wanted to ask was, when you watched it, did you watch the original version or did you watch the
No, I watched the director's cut that was on Netflix.
right? Because I'm kind of I watched this and I thought it's kind of a good narrative and it works well as a story. I can't see what they would have cut out of this
No,
to make the original version that would then make this the extended director's cut. Do you know what I mean? There isn't a lot I can see that's kind of
I
I don't know
think
what they call it. Like there's not lot of waste in this film.
no, there's not. There's not a lot of bits that I could sit there watching it because I think this is now the third time I watched it. Sit there and go, yeah, I could definitely cut that bit out and that bit because it's every little bit in it has a little bit of the story that helps it keep it going,
Yeah.
or has a little bit hidden in the background for it, or keep
Now
it going.
I've got to get on to my problems with it.
Okay,
Now it looks good. The acting is good, and I think there's some really good effects in it. The
but
idea and the story are good, but it does have a lot of Final Destination vibes, and there's a lot of similarities.
oh yeah, I think this definitely come out when Final Destination. I wouldn't say first come out, but I think when Final Destination hit its peak, when it was
If you
definitely the
look at
whole. A lot of people were interested in it again, and I think this was definitely their way of trying to keep with that market.
yeah, I mean, the comparison may not be completely valid, but it's difficult to get. I found it difficult to get past it.
Yeah,
You know, um, I thought it was a good film. My worry is the fact that I've seen online about the fact that they're talking about making a sequel, and if they make it into a franchise, it's going to be too close to Final Destination, and I will lose interest.
Yeah. See, I think as much as the way that it ended, the fact that they put it basically worldwide, I don't think it needs to.
No, I don't think it
Because
needs
of the
to.
fact that the way that it's ended, it can be the fact that the whole, well, did it carry on? It's like that's the whole point. Is no one would know because of the fact that there are so many people around the world that to take it in turns, no one would ever be able to know whose turn is it next.
But see, I don't think it needs it. But you know as well as I do that every major film studio out there is looking for a new franchise because that's where the money is.
As long
Everyone
as
wants a
it,
franchise rather than standalone films that are
yeah,
just good and act
and I
and
think
work
that's,
well.
and I totally agree with you. I think that's the problem is the fact that everyone's looking to try and make a franchise instead of making a decent film. And
Yeah,
I genuinely think this is a decent film that doesn't need to be franchised out.
absolutely.
It is fine on its own. And okay, yes, maybe if they did one, it could answer a few other bits about how the original kids find it. But at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be done.
No,
It was found in a building where whatever had gone on in this creature was sick. It then opened up and it carried on doing what it did best. They then found a way of tricking. All of these it doesn't need to be shipped up because really, if they're going to do that, you need to change the ending of the first one because you can't then make a franchise on something that's going worldwide
yeah. But
and
I
do
do
it
worry
about
that
about a certain group of people because it's not going to be just about them people.
they're going to try and make it into a franchise. I mean, I mean, having said all of that about it being like Final Destination and worrying about it being
Yeah,
a franchise, I actually really enjoyed the film. I thought it was a really
yeah.
good film,
So,
and I
so when
did, and I liked the ending.
yeah, so for the whole premise behind it, I get. Yeah, is there's a lot of Final Destination feels to it. There's a lot of it's been done before. It's a creature from the past, demon, whatever. But the way that what I liked about this is it wasn't beaten. It wasn't the whole good triumphed over evil. It wasn't we've done the impossible and killed this demon. It was you want to play, do it with the rest of the world, not me,
Yeah.
and
The other
basically
thing,
open it up to everyone.
the other thing that I would say is, I really want somebody to find a different bloody idea than having people looking out the top of their eyes with their head down and a stupid grin on their face. They used it for Smile and
Yeah,
Smile 2, and they use it in this, and it's been used in a couple of other short films, and it's
yes.
just become really kind of like overdone now.
Yeah, I think Smile worked well to begin with because of the fact that it was I don't want to say unique, but it was creepy. But then
Yeah,
after the fourth or fifth time you see it in a film, you're like, this is just boring, man. It's not creepy, it's not funny, it's just weird.
yeah.
And it's
So
just
it's been overdone.
yeah, and I get the fact that okay, yeah, once you find like you said, we'll find a gimmick and it sticks to it. But for that one film, it was good. It was creepy. It was oh my god, this is bizarre. But Sam, for then the fourth or fifth time, you're like, well, we know he's possessed because they're smiling like an idiot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like so. I think I love the film behind the idea behind it. There's certain little bits that yeah, I think were a bit of a there are Final Destination feels to it. But I genuinely like this film. And saying I
I
love
mean,
Blumhouse's stuff, and I think
yeah, no, I
stuff that they
agree.
put their own name on.
I agree. I mean, I thought it was really good, and the opening section of it was absolutely brilliant.
I will
I
say that what I love about not just Blumhouse, but I think when they put their own stamp on it, saying it's Blumhouse's film. So obviously, I know that they've done other ones like they've done Megan, they've done other, like other bits like that. But to say this is Blumhouse's Truth or Dare, this is Blumhouse's whatever,
yeah,
put their name on it, and then actually have the the death scenes that are in this. Don't be
yeah,
wrong, some of them were very some of them were a bit, oh, okay, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
But even then, I think some of them, the way that they were done, even though there were a couple I went, oh, like the one with the girl on the railings,
yeah,
I sat there and well, that's going to happen. But the way that it actually happened, and I was like, oh, okay, that's not what I was expecting.
yeah. No, I
So I
agree.
think the fact that there's certain aspects to it that were were obvious, but certain bits that they twisted to make it so it wasn't obvious as well. And I
Yes,
like that about the way they do things. And I think that their films, and obviously I know there's a lot of horror makers out there, but Blumhouse seems to be just sort of pushing a lot of their good stuff out at the moment.
yeah. No, I don't disagree with you. I think most of the films I've seen from them have been really good. Um, and I think this was a really good film. I just, as I say, in my mind, I could see comparisons and parallels with certain parts of some of the Final Destination films, and I just started. By the end of it, I thought I don't want them to turn this into a franchise. So if
Yeah,
anyone's watching from Blumhouse, which I doubt very much, but if anyone is, um, please don't turn this into a franchise. Just
no, I think
it's a good film.
if
Just
if
leave it.
if if someone, like we said, I doubt anyone from Blumhouse is watching it, but maybe it will get pushed down the line, whatever whispers of shit, stuff like that. Just don't. It doesn't need to be done. It is perfect the way it is. It is open, left open, and I think that that is the greatest way to leave this film.
Absolutely,
It
definitely.
doesn't need to be closed up with a nice little ribbon, and this is perfect. How it's done. Leave it open. Leave it people going. So what happens? Because everyone goes, I want to know, and it keeps people invested.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, there we are. We got two short films, Scarlet's Reflection, which we both liked and we thought was very good and very original. Nightmare House, which was an interesting film, but not necessarily as good as it could have been. And Blumhouse Truth or Dare, extended director's cut, which we both thought was a really good film and hope that they never make a sequel to.
Yeah, which sounds really bad when you say it like that. We thought it was an amazing film, but don't make any more.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I honestly, I am all for standalone films, both horror and
Yes.
sci-fi, rather than franchises, because franchises they never work for me. They always kind of fall down after about two films, and then
Yeah.
it starts becoming a bore.
Yeah,
Um,
it's basically when you make a franchise, it's basically the same film just a few years later or with different people, and it doesn't need to be done. You're better off making standalone films because shows that you're giving everyone who's having an idea an opportunity instead of coming up to you
Absolutely,
going, "I've got the same idea, but it's in 10 years' time."
yes. Okay. Thank you very much for your input, Scott.
So,
Thank you to everybody out there who may or may not be watching or listening. Um, we will be back again next time with some sci-fi and stuff. And I've really got to say, if anybody is watching this who is a filmmaker, please, somebody out there, start making short sci-fi films because there seems to be a real lack of short
yes,
sci-fi films online or anywhere at the moment. Uh, Loads and loads of horror, lots of
yeah, there's loads
drama
of
and
everything
stuff,
else,
but
but it's just
the sci-fi seems to be lacking somewhere. I'm having to kind of dig back and find ones from years ago that we haven't already done
yeah,
because there doesn't seem to be that many modern ones.
and
Well,
obviously,
no, actually, I'll rephrase that. There don't seem to be any modern ones that aren't just AI generated crap.
yeah,
And I
it's just the
refuse to do AI generated stuff.
And I think that's the problem is that at the end, AI generated things have made it so much easier, especially for sci-fi to do. There are so many ways of making a decent sci-fi film.
See, I don't
Even
mind.
not even funny, not even a decent one. Just make a crap one.
I don't mind using
Get a toy
stuff
gun,
that
wrap it in tinfoil. You've got a sci-fi film.
I don't mind doing stuff that's got a lot of CGI in it and things like that. But I just don't want something that somebody's gone in and just gone. Uh, an alien walks along an alien. on a planet and shoot someone with a ray gun, and the computer just generates it.
Yeah.
That's not writing, and that's not filmmaking.
So you want to make a sci-fi film, get a toy gun, wrap it in tinfoil, put a box on your head, and there you go.
Yeah, okay, maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, I know what you mean.
No, but that would be better than these AI generated
We've
ones.
we've watched films that have been made where people have made the interior of spaceships out of cardboard boxes
Yeah.
and painted it, and it looks bloody good.
I said I would rather watch someone do that than these AI generated films.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But as I was saying, I would quite happily watch people all around in cardboard things pretending to be robots.
I never thought I'd say this, but I'd probably prefer to watch humanoids from the deep than an AI
No, no.
generated film.
Oh, you're pushing it a bit there, but
I'm not sure I'd
long as
go
you
as far as Starship Invasions, but
yeah, I was gonna say close to the humanoid to the deep, but not close enough to Starship Invasion.
no, no. That film is beyond the pale. Um, okay.
Oh
Anyway,
dear.
yes. So next time we'll be back with some sci-fi stuff and things like that. Until then, we will be going and coming back again. Any idea what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Uh, so we're going to go off now, and Scott's going to go and watch the Erpney song
Yeah.
as he's just rediscovered it. And if you don't know what that is, look it up. The Dreamstone, the Erpney song, especially if you like Ozzy Osbourne, Frank Bruno, Billy
Billy
Connolly,
Connolly.
or Mike Batt.
Or
Uh,
just in a weird, absolute headspace.
yes, absolutely. I might put a link up, you never know. There will be links to the films and things on, as I always do. And we will see you again next time. Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye.
The Sciforror Film Podcast.